Alright, how's it going, all my overclocking fanatics? Hopefully everyone's having a good day, a good night, depending on where you are. I am here. I'll be going to the camera in 1 second. Just make sure we're all on stock, because that's where I'm going to start off today. Stock 12600K, stock ddr5. Oh, actually that's not what we would need. For some reason, we are looking like we are... For some reason we just look like we're not on 1080p. Well, you guys can be the judge of it. Let me know how things look, if it actually looks decent or not. My opinion, looks like we're in 720p. Also, refresh rate looks odd too. See what's going on here. We should be alright. But for some reason we just look like we are not in 1080p. We'll just check things out. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, man, you can ask me all you want. Right now I got a Hynix M die in, 7200 megatrans per second kit, but I can get higher with some really good timings. It's pretty close to Hynix A die, and I do know a lot about Hynix A die as well, also with Micron, and nothing about Samsung because it's more or less used for servers, and it's ECC. Sorry if I was late there. Just things don't look as good as what they should be on the capture card, so just going through some things. But yeah, you can ask any questions you'd like. Hey, how's it going, Hart? How's your night going? How does things look for you? To me, it looks like... Oh, looks like it could be better, in my opinion, for this screen here that you see, the Hardware Bot Country Cup screen. For some reason, things just don't look... They don't look as good as what they should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, here looks fine, but for For some reason, this is not looking great. You can be the judge of it, though. And day hasn't even started yet. Well, that's good. I gotta restart, see if that helps, actually. Oops. For TRFC and TRFC PB, yep, so your TRFC is refreshing, and TRFC PB is your per bank refresh. Is there any formulas I should be following, like divisible by 16 or something? Is there a cutoff currently capped at 2 by 16, 70 36, 45, 45? You're at command rate 2, right? If you're at command rate 2, you should be keeping everything even as possible. It just helps things out for stability overall. But no, you got that right, buddy. You got everything right there. So if you're at a cutoff point for it, what voltage you at, and what is your TRFC at, or what is your TRC exactly at? Okay, command rate 2. So your timings, your primary timings and secondary timings should be even to help stability. If you're going to command rate 1, which, I mean, it does give a little more performance, but you got to put all of your timings to an uneven number instead of command rate 2, which you should be at an even number. Yeah, having a lower number is nicer, but for overall stability, having all your timings set to an even number with command rate 2 should be more. What is your voltage and your actual TRFC and your TRFC PB at? Because you can go up from there, and also what motherboard you're running at. That would help as well. How's it going, Dab? Yeah, no problem, buddy. If you need any more questions there, Dab, just let me know. I don't mind helping people out. I know I'm not giving you, you know, like for competition style timings and voltages and that, but I'm trying to give you as stable as possible, basically. But yeah, if you would like to give me more information about your actual system, I can definitely help you out a bit more there. I know my screen is green. For some reason, I think it's my motherboard that I'm using for the streaming PC. It's an older motherboard. I don't think it has enough bandwidth to actually give me the proper coloring in the BIOS. That's what I think it is. Hopefully we'll be making a new stream PC later on. If the donations keep up, then hell yeah. Okay, so I was just gonna restart, but I want to load some profiles here. We're gonna do seal. Actually, we'll do decent timing. 7600 here. See what we got going on for this one. Because I am in the competition, second place so far. We are first place Canada for PY Prime 32B. Hynix A die is in the lead, and my Hynix M die is second place. I'm at 6400 megatransfers per second CL28. We're only allowed to go 5 gigahertz on the CPU, so it doesn't matter what CPU. I'm on a 12600K currently, and I'm beating a 14900KS. So that lets you know how well I can do my RAM timings. Alright, so these timings look okay. Not great by any means, but then if I have any issues, I will work on my round trip latency, but that's a whole different story for round trip. Hopefully things look a little better on this restart. To me, it wasn't looking all that good. How's it going, Bears Love? Or Bear Love Gaming? I have Corsair Vengeance 2 sticks, 64 gigabyte total at XMP Pro 5200. You can go up from there, buddy. You can probably get around 6,000 out of them. Do you know if they're Hynix A die or M die? Z790i Lightning's a very nice board you got there. Voltage 1.45. TRFC is 11. Ooh, that's a really high TRFC, buddy. TRC PB, I don't know at the moment. I haven't touched TRC or PB. Was looking for formula. I sent my TRC. No, you got the formula correct there, buddy. But you don't have to follow the formula exactly. If there is issues with your actual math that involved with the TRC and TRC PB, the motherboard will handle it and will set it for your set it to where it's actually stable, or to where it thinks it's stable. set my TRFI to, yeah, if you set your TRFI, if you're a gamer and if you set your TREFI to 262 or something like that, or 261 or whatever its max is, you just go to it, go to the TREFI and just press 9999999 until you have like 10 of them, and just press enter, whatever its max is, set that, and your TREFI X9, set that to 255. And that will help your in-game, no stutters. Things will actually feel a bit nicer, especially for your high refresh rate games like your first-person shooters. No, you don't know how to check. What you can do there, Bear, is you can work on your TRFC and your TREFI and your cast latency. Do you know the cast latency on that? Like if you go to, if you have hardware monitor, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna show everyone some things here and we can just work on that. 1 sec. I'm not all set up. I'm a little slow today, okay? A little slow. I've been helping people with their RAM timings and that, and trying to make things stable for them. Been a busy day. I don't know how the things look. Does it look good there, everybody? Like they're like, to me it looks like we're not all that nice looking apparently. Just give me 1 second. I just replugged the graphics card here, or not the graphics card, the capture card. So hopefully, oh, I think that looks a lot better. Let's go. A little slow. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that looks a little better. That feels much better. I just had to plug it into a different USB. Again, this motherboard is 13 years old currently, and yeah, it's streaming everything you see here. My daily PC is the one that you actually see on screen. So hopefully that looks a lot better to everybody. To me, this looks a lot better. Yeah, right now we're currently 7600. Stream lagging right now. Yep, it shouldn't be lagging now. Everything should be bang on. It looks amazing to me now. I'm happy with it looks now. Looks choppy. Yeah, it should be looking better now, right? Weehaw. Yeah. Listening audio should be good, hopefully. I set my TRE5 to the max, but it was unstable quite quickly. I'm currently not using any active RAM cooling. No, your TRE5 is not about that. It helps your actual like take in data and then get rid of the data. Basically, it's just the higher the better. The higher is better. Higher is more stable. So you had something else wrong with it, like your TRE5 or your TRFC would be wrong. You'd probably have to have that to, I don't know, do you know what die it is? Are you sure it is Hynix A die? Because if it's Hynix A die, you shouldn't have your TRFC that high, to be honest. Your TRFC should be, I don't know, you can go really low with TRFC at a high frequency with A die. Like, I'm talking like 500-600, not that almost 1200 you're at. Something else is off with that right there. You also have to change your TREFI X9. Alright, so if you change your TREFI, you have to change your TREFI. So that way the math works correctly for it and it's refreshing at the appropriate refreshing. So the more refreshing that you can get into, so the 255, you can times, okay, so to get your TREFI, what you want to do is put in your TREFI X9, and you're going to times whatever you put onto that, like let's say you put in 60, you're going to times that by 1024 or 1048. I do 1024 for ddr5. That's how you do it, okay? But yeah, that's how you do the math for that. It's because you want the RAM with that number to refresh more often, so that way the RAM can be cooler, so the RAM can be more stable, especially in games. Not really stable, like as in you're not going to crash in that. Something else was wrong for that. Usually that's the ddr5. But yeah, we're cranking her right now for the setting, and we're gonna do some Geekbench. We're gonna do some Geekbench 3, and we're gonna work on a memory. All right, so we're working on the memory. We don't care about the overall single core and multi-core for the CPU. I'll be showing you what I mean by that. Yeah, my coffee. I mean, we're set to go. Remember, if we pass SFFT and DFFT on this test, generally we will pass the rest of the test. If you're running tests like 7-zip and other tests that are a bit longer, and right at the end you are crashing, you either have something wrong with the CPU voltage, as in right at the end of the test the CPU voltage is dropping while you still have load, or your RAM does not have enough refresh rate. What is up, Professor? How's it going, man? How's your PC going? Is everything still good? Did the 8000? What about the 8000 you're doing? I mean, we got some pretty good timings on the 7200 there, and I think the 7600. 13637. That is not half bad. If we're over 14,000, you have some good RAM timings. But that's how that works there too. So we're doing all right here. We're doing all right. We're not doing cast latency 28. We're not doing the PY Prime 32B today. We're working on Geekbench 3. So I get to have a little bit more freedom. No more 5 gigahertz and no more cast latency 28. So I can go to the 7600 megatransfers per second that you see, and I can crank up the actual core frequency. I kind of want to see what my... Oh, wrong mouse. There we go. And we're going to run that. I'm going to go back to and see what people are saying here. Damn, the stream cut or clipped when you were explaining. Yeah, you should still be able to hear my audio, no problem, whether I lag out or whatnot. I am on Wi-Fi, and we are out in the country here, so sometimes my video might lag out. But my audio never lags out. Or you cut out, one or the other, because my audio does not cut out during these streams. The ddr5 X9. So what you want to do... That was your end. That's your end, not my end. So the ddr5 X9 and your ddr5 are linked. So your ddr5 X9, set it to whatever you want, but the math you want to use is times it by 1024 or 1048, depending on how you want to do it. I do 1024. That's just how ddr5 works. So if you put in 60, you got times 60 by 1024, and that's what you're going to put your ddr5 at. But the main thing for gamers is you're going to crank up the ddr5, so just go to it, press 9999999, it should set it to 260 whatever. And then your ddr5 X9, you're going to set that to 255, which is the maximum. And that will help your games, your high refresh rate games, feel a little bit smoother. So 7.986 with the 12600K so far. I mean, not half bad in my opinion. Not half bad at all. We're not at my best though. My best for 12600K is 7.2 seconds, which is woohoo-wee. Top 10, I believe. Thank you, that makes sense. No problemo, man. No problemo. Whatever you guys need. I know a thing or two about RAM. I do have thousands of hours just overclocking DDR5. I do know DDR4 and DDR3. Multiple kits of DDR3, but Samsung B-die on DDR4. My one cruncher don't work even with the settings that I did ran. Yeah, because it's not stable. Something's not stable on that. Remember, we're trying to get 5600 XMP kits to 7200. So it's there's some tweaking involved because the RAM chips that are actually put in place are I missed it. It was too fast. Because the RAM chips that are actually in the 5600 are not technically as good as the higher end chips, like the 7200 or 8000 chips. Could be still Hynix ADR die. It's just not as good of a chip. So there's a little bit more tweaking we got to do to get it all stable there, buddy. I was like 3 seconds away from opening up JDAC. Yeah, don't open up JDAC. JDAC is just your basic ddr5 speeds. No problem for... You don't want to do JDAC here. I can show JDAC speeds versus everything else if you'd like. Because I've done it. I've also had videos, you know, RAM speed matters and all that. You can just... Yeah, exactly. Give me them good chips. I want them good chips. I hear you on that. We definitely want to go back to it. I meant the documentation, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, you don't need to worry about JDEC. I mean, you can go to JDEC speeds and try to get some of the speeds that JDEC is at, but at higher clock rate, some JDEC speeds you won't be able to do no matter what kit of RAM you have. And if you're just trying to figure out like the actual, like there's a lot of math involved in certain timings, and then you got different timings if you add them together, and then +6 or +4. Then you got like your TREFI and TRFC as well. You're correct with the math on that, buddy. I mean, you're 100% correct with the TRFC there. You can change it a little bit, so you can give it a little bit more, which will loosen it out, which will help stability, but you're correct with the math there. That's what you want to do. It's like your TRDP plus TRAS equals TCD. Or your TCD equals blah blah blah. It depends on what board you're on too. Apparently I'm learning about MSI boards because I've been helping people tweak on their MSI and they don't have TRC for some reason. Why don't they have TRC in the MSI boards? I do not know. What do we want to do? What do we want to do on this? Do we want to go show some actual like speeds in that? Do you guys want to see my... Oh, I don't even have the voltage set on my VCCSA. 1.28 volts is lots of voltage. You only technically need 1.25 or 1.24 volts for most things, but giving a little bit more on the Hynix M-Die does seem to stabilize it. It could be hiding or called something. I've looked, buddy. I've looked. It's not called anything else. You cannot change RAM timings. RAM timings are what they're called. I've looked, and then I did some research, and everyone's saying, yeah, no, MSI does not have it. So if you set the TRAS and the TRPD, it will set the TRC as well. I'm like, what? Because technically TRC plus TRAS plus TRPD, it equals that. So okay, whatever. I mean, you actually have to do the math involved with those two timings for it to actually properly set, which is whatever. On a voltage, it peak at random numbers each time, 1.5, 1.4. I don't get the 14700K, buddy. I've been searching it up after we talked about the voltages, and I'm right about the voltages. It should not be up to 1.5 volts. So maybe it's the board you're on. Maybe they are still allowing it to go up to the higher voltage just to keep it stable. I don't know. It just does not make sense. At least not in my opinion. What are we at for voltage? Let's put it to 1.5 volts. Which is plenty. Check over my timings again. Let's see what we're at. See if we can tweak anything. 44, 42. We probably do 32. Probably do 42. So how do I OC the mem to go 6000? I have an Intel i9-13900 on the ASRock Z79 Tai-Chi. I heard the Tai-Chi suck for overclocking RAM, buddy. I'm sorry. I was looking at it. I was like, man, there's a Tai-Chi for really, really cheap. Those used to be like top of the line boards. Nah, man. Apparently they suck for RAM overclocking. Yeah. Sorry, man. I hate to be that person. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna buy one, like, seriously, not long ago because how cheap it was. And then I read, yeah, and then I seen that there's no good RAM overclock. And I think the best that I saw was something like 6400 mega transfers or 6800, which is not that good. But we could probably do 6000. We could probably do 6000. I mean, Dab there, we got his 5600 all the way up to, I think he's still, are you still at 7200? Oh, yes, Rye Cruncher. Okay, that's right. Okay, that's right. So, what we'll do here, we'll just go boom. You're at 7200 there, right there, buddy? Right? Yeah, set the voltages to the same as yours. Alright. So, no more 1.5 volts. We'll set her down to 1.4 volts on the RAM. Keep it the same as you. Alright? You at what are you at there, Dabby? You're at 7200, right? We'll go through stuff right here, right now, alright? And you can just be like, okay. If you have any questions, you can just let me know. If you do have the high bandwidth and low latency, you can disable them with the timings that we're going to be getting. Those don't even matter. We'll be going way above what they actually specify. Basically breaking out records on XMPs and that, and what your actual CPU can actually do. So, you're at 36, 44, 42. Where's your T-Raz at, buddy? Where's your T-Raz at? And yeah, TRC is an AMD thing, but that's probably why it's blanked out. But you can still set certain things, and it will technically set some things. It's just, it's blanked out for us because it's an AMD thing. So we don't care about it. Same thing with our TCC-DL and TCC-DLWR. Those are AMD. So we don't care about them. We don't really care. I mean, we can try to set them. It's not going to do anything, though. Will it show in the actual windows? Probably. But it doesn't really do much for us. Because we are Intel. Dabby, where are you? So I'm pretty sure we set your TRC2 to 700. We'll set mine to 700 too. We're going to try to do everything the same as yours. I'm pretty sure we set your TRC PB to 500, if I remember correctly. Or 525. Did we set it to 525 or 500? I think we set it to 525, actually. 525. And so this is what I got right now. This is what I got for our TRE. Whoa. TRE X9. So, and see how it's not like see how it's like 61440 because 60 times 1024. Well, if we just go 999, that's 255, and if we go 999, ooh, whatever. 262 143. So this will go into this how many times? Right? That right there helps our games though for smoothness. And really doesn't matter if we just leave it. We can just leave it and never have to worry about it ever again. It's kind of nice. But if you want to go, these timings are pretty tight timings, to be honest. These are Hynix MDI, so we can go real low on our TWR, WR, DR, TWR, WR, DD, and our TWRRD, DR, TWRRD, DD, 444. Same thing with all the way up here. We went past it. We can set their TRTP fairly low, and we can set our TFA to 16 instead of 32. If it's unstable after setting it to 16, do 18. It should be okay. That's Hynix A-die or M-die. But generally, just, you know, if you want pure stability, just go 32. You don't really have to worry about too much. Okay, we got these all set proper. We're at what, 5 gigahertz? Yeah, 5 gigahertz, 4.5 only on the ring. I can go higher, of course, but we'll just do that because that's roughly what Dabitron is set at. I don't have, oh my bad, I don't have Discord open, so just saying. I can't really see what, if you're doing something, I can't see it. Yep, you apparently are saying something. 1 second. Is this any better? I really don't know about this test. What is a good score? Why can't you? Oh, you're on 7-zip. That's a pretty good score. 196,000 is a good score. For 14,700K, it's really good. Why crunches don't work, but we can still find a timing that works. That's something we do for this. I can try the other kit I have. I don't know if the other kit's gonna work better, but you can always try it, yeah. You can always try it. So we're roughly at again, only at 5 gigahertz on the P course, so this test is probably going to give you like 55,000 with this RAM overclock, so not great. Maybe 60,000? I don't know. Probably not 60,000. Oh, maybe 60,000. Okay, well, I can't complain about that then. A really extensive test. It's just to see how good your memory is actually at and your actual scoring. Y Cruncher is the one you want for stability. 60,000, okay. Okay, I'll take it. For stability. And you want to run at least 2.5B or 5B. Or you can do like a mem test, small FFTs. And you better have some good cooling. That's all I can say. You better have some... We're just going to do normal priority. Should be fine. It's only pi 1B. So it's only pi to 1 billion, so it's not crazy. Should be about, wow, 30 some seconds, I believe. Hey, oh no, we only have 6 core, so it could be a bit longer. It could be like 43 or 47 seconds. We're only at 6 cores, no hyper-threading, 5 gigahertz, so not great. 1.285 volts, only 7 seconds. I cannot complain about that, to be honest. And then what you want to do for stability test is always do real time. I got funny error message on that one. Yeah, this one, yeah. Something's not stable. So as the actual temperature goes up, so I can show you about temperature and that. Just give me 1 second here. I can make sure I can see stuff. We can save this result, and we can look at the temperature. 61C. That's where we want to be after this test. 61C. You're not 61C after the test. You're over 85C on 1 core. Start going up in temperatures. The voltages need to be different too, and that will cause issues with this test. It's a very, very strenuous test. It's not for the small guys. This is the big boy test to figure out stability in that, just like your small FFTs. Those are really, really strong tests to actual do stability tests. Like, you want to run certain tests to see how good your cooling is, see how good your CPU voltage and tuning is, and to see how good your memory is. This test is, again, for the big boys. That's why I said, how good your cooling? You said AIO 360. I'm going, I don't like AIOs. I'm on custom water loop, and we got to be on something that's really good. Or we got to tune your CPU so that way its voltages are not hitting these 1.5 volts. Because that 1.5 volts just does not seem right, buddy. To me, it does not seem right. See what we're at here? It just, yes, very low. Yes, exactly. So like this one, whoops, whatever. This 7-zip is a very easy test. The PY prime is to see how good your memory actually is. It's a single core, single threaded test. So we can just run it. It's very, very easy on the CPU. So we don't have to worry about the CPU and RAM and the voltages and all that. We only care about how good your RAM overclock is. 8 seconds right now. That's okay. At 7,200 megatransfers per second, decent timings. 8 seconds is pretty good. For Y Cruncher though, woo-wee, you need to, and SimBench, again, you keep saying SimBench with the RAM is, I can do the same thing. I'm at basically the exact same time as you are at right now, and I don't care about anything but the CPU. Wanna know why? It's only a CPU test. I can put this down to JDAC 4800 megatransfers per second with the crappiest timings and get the exact same score I did at 7200 megatransfers per second. Yes. That's just how it works. These are how certain tests are. This is a render CPU test. Nothing to do with your RAM. And if you want to know another good one, is ddr5. If you can download that and just use the trial, you only get for so long, then you got to get rid of it off your PC and redo the trial. But if you want, you can pay for it as well. It's not very expensive. But ddr5, and we can actually see how fast your whole PC system is. My best so far on a 12600K for the, I think it's the read or write speed, 110 gigabits per second. I absolutely broke the barrier of 96 gigabits per second. The 110, which is on a 12600K with the RAM kit, amazing. I mean, amazing. Pretty sure I'm still up in the record, or close to being top 5 for that. It's only in beta testing though, so this is 6 cores. This is only on 6 cores, so not bad in my opinion. Just 6 cores, no hyper-threading, no nothing, so not bad. And your Super Pi, again, it's just more or less how good your RAM is, how fast your cores are. Same thing with Pi Fast right here, Pi Fast. And then you got your W Prime that I told you to do before. It can be a little bit of a stability test, because it has a stability test. It's for your RAM and CPU, but it more or less utilizes more RAM. It's not that fast. 4 seconds is not fast. Again, 6 cores. It uses all of your cores, but not like crazy amount. It's not like it's gonna be like the Y Cruncher here. And if the Y Cruncher, you running it at real time, not high, real time. Pi 1B is always the one you want to start off with. Use memory mapping, so use memory mapping. Task queue for your parallel framework. Your thread count, always keep it at all threads. And your workload, just set it to auto. With these new CPUs, it's AVX2. So it'll just automatically use AVX2. But if we just keep it real time, we don't touch away. You don't have any issues with, errors and stuff like that. You don't have anything else really running. Coefficient too large, you see that? You see how it says coefficient? Is that the error that you got? The coefficient too large? Probably. It's probably what you got. Real time with a Y Cruncher is a perfect thing to be testing your stability at. Because we go to normal and I run it again, guess what? I bet I'll pass. Around 37 seconds. Now, that could have been my CPU voltage wasn't set too high, not high enough. Or, most likely, it's going to be our RAM. And our RAM is, we have to work on our ddr5 and our, well, sometimes it could be cache latency, but my cache latency and the cache latency I gave you works just fine. See, it passed. On normal, it passed. Because it's not utilizing everything the way it should be. For actual stability, though, we always want to run this test or run most tests at real time, because that's going to actually put the strain on the CPU. The strain that is put onto the CPU means it'll utilize more of your RAM, which will make it so that way overall systems can be nice and stable. That's how people put out these stable systems. They're using memtests, small FFTs, or they're using a Y Cruncher. It's why I say to use specific tests. So, since we weren't stable at real time, I'm just going to raise the TRFC from 700 to 725, and we're going to raise the TRFC PB, which is the per bank, from whatever it was to a little bit higher. Oh, wait. No, I can actually keep that 500. We're just going to raise the TRFC. 500 should be just fine at 7200. we can go down to 420, I believe, with Hynix M die on the per bank. I'm just looking at codes to make sure I'm gonna get into the BIOS, because sometimes it can be really fast. Really fast. Let's go. I'm not sure how many viewers. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. It's up to you if you want to ask questions, though. If not, then just welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. We do overclocking. I am Canada's top 5 overclocker, and in my division, I am in first place for Canada's overclockers. 45455, 1.285 is definitely plenty. Yeah, gold. We're going for gold. Nothing but gold. Oh, I lost the gold. Oh, wait, a gold? Yeah, I lost the gold, I think. I think I only have 5 now. Someone put me into a second place again. No, someone took my second place. Sorry. Someone took my second place and put me in third place for something. I have to figure out what they did. Because I'm sad they took my second place away from me. I want to know what they took away from me. Because if they did take away something from me, I might actually put up a challenge for them to actually beat my next score that I post. And then you can put up your own challenges and stuff like that so other people can actually try out and try to beat your score. And it's part of the challenge. And that's probably what I'll do next time, because I'm trying to figure out who beat my score for second place. I'm very sad. I can't wait to screen snipe and keep you in second every time. Please no. Please don't. We're going to go 755, and we're just going to do 555 on the TRC PB, so per bank, and then our actual refreshing. Yeah, refresh cycle. That's our refreshing cycle. So yeah, so per bank. So you got banks on your RAM, right? And then that's per bank. And then this is, the RAM has a lot of things you gotta learn. A lot. I trained the AI. I'm still working on the coding for it. I have to get 2 more. So, I mean, not more. I have to work on it some more. And then get the re-engineer the actual coding so I can add in the voice control. So that way I can get voice control on this camera for free instead of paying for a new camera. It's like twice the price as this one. So if I can do it for free, I'm going to do it for free. That's how cheap I am. Also, I just don't have the money right now. Yeah, everything looks alright. I mean, everything looks alright. I'd probably do 28, not gonna lie. I could probably do 28. Boom. And that generally will help stability. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you have a $600 RAM kit or you just have some bare green dies. You can generally do the same as long as you know what the actual die is, like Hynix A die or M die or Micron. Micron has different dies too. I think it's like C die and B die is now for Micron. I could be wrong on that though. I'm pretty sure Micron has a C die though, which is what I have. Let's find out. Yes, it's a C die. Beep, beep. Too lazy to look through them. Yeah, we're gonna do the Y cruncher again. Because I want to see stability on real time. Real time. Memory mapping. Task queue. Good to go. Yeah, I got Samsung B die for ddr5, And yeah, I just need a motherboard where I can actually put more voltage into it. I want to get them up to like over 5,000 megahertz. I would love to see over 5,000 on them. 4400 is the best I could do, but only 1.35 volts. I mean, for the Samsung B-Die DDR4, 1.35 volts at 4400 is really good. Like, I am really good at tuning RAM. It's just, I'd like more people to start noticing that, and hopefully more people start noticing that. 37.149. Ooh, 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 ooh. So actually, we actually did lower that a little bit just by changing that one timing down. I've been falling out of tech lately, just not impressed at all these days. Yeah, I hear you on that one. The price you're doing for the performance is not that great. DDR4, if you're really good at tuning, is pretty close to DDR5. I noticed. So yeah, we did lower a little bit here. I'm actually quite happy about that. Just a little bit. About 600 milliseconds, which not bad. Not bad at all. And that's real time. Stable, okay? Just by doing that, just by changing that time, two timings. No, one timing. I only changed one timing there. One timing, TRFC. And then TRFC PB still the same. And I changed one timing lower because I'm at 7200. I know I can go a little bit lower on that. But changing just TRFC up just a little bit from 725 to 755. Stable at real time. And now let's do 2.5B and see how... That's RAM for you. DDR5 is not fun. I mean, to me, it's fun. To me, timings are really fun. But yeah. Oh, and I was looking at this Asus Apex board, $450 delivered to my door. I don't have the $450 right now, but I mean, $450 on eBay right now. Literally take just not even coefficient too large. Wow, that hurts. I'm sad. Do that again. But yeah, instead of paying like $1,000, it's missing like the M.2. It's missing the other thing that's for it too. It's missing like $300 worth of parts or $400 worth of parts. But I mean, I just care about the board. I just want the board so I can stick some RAM in it, stick a CPU in it, and go woohoo! Seriously, all I care about. But $450, I mean, yeah, it's... I want to message the guy, be like, will you take $250? You can watch my streams and watch me use it. But yeah, I can't find the Apex board any cheaper than that. Coefficient too large. That's okay. That's why we do these stability tests. 1B worked though. I kind of want to see the 7-zip, see if it did anything. We did 60,000 in like 34 or something like that before. And I just lowered one timing down and raised up TRFC, which should hinder the performance, but raising that one timing down from 30 to 28 is a bit of a performance gainer. So hopefully we get around the same score. Ooh, we actually got more. Yeah, the performance gainer really works. Alright. Those timings, I'm just saying, the timings on that are pretty tight timings. And I think I'm going to overclock the snot out of my CPU now up to like 1.4 gigs, or I might even go 1.5 gigs right now. We are at 9 degrees in here. So I'm going to put the cores down to 3 cores from 6. I put them down to 3 cores, and we'll just see how fast we can get this RAM kit going. Also want to beat my 10 gigs. Go 10 gigs! Go! When I get my 13900K, so hopefully it comes tomorrow. If it comes tomorrow, oh yeah, I'll be happy. If it comes tomorrow, I'll be very happy, of course, but probably maybe Monday for sure, but we'll see. So we'll go 5-5. We'll go 5-5. No hyperthreading, of course. We'll need to go down here. We'll need to put this. Actually, let's go 2 core, because the test I'm doing shouldn't really need much more than that. And then we can do 1.365. Look at that. 5 gigahertz on a 12600K. I'm at the same that you were at there. I'm only using volts. I know, right? Can't only... Yeah, I would love to just run E-cores. Oh, wait. Are you sure we can't? I'm pretty sure we can, actually. I'm pretty sure we can. Look, see, we could go... Oh, no, you're right. Oh, you're right. Yeah, need 1 enabled. That sucks. Higher is better. Higher the better. So that 200 and some thousand you got was really good. Yeah, you always wanted to be higher for those tests. For the speed tests, like the Y cruncher, lower the better. But 7-zip is a file compression and file decompression. So on your left side of 7-zip will be your file compression, and on your right side will be your file decompression. And those will get combined afterwards to give you the actual total. It takes like your min, medium, max, basically. It does some math afterwards and will give your final total after that. But if you look at your file compression, that's generally what your score is going to be afterwards, the medium of that. Gotta love math, man. We gotta use math and everything nowadays, so good to learn it. How this architecture works somehow? What do you mean how this... Yeah. Yeah, it's great. The architects are actually really good nowadays, but I mean... I don't know. I fixed the issue with the boot because they continued where I would have to restart and raise the RAM speed, and the scores are exactly the same at 7000. Because you gotta lower the timings. You gotta work on some more of the secondary timings to actually raise the score. I'll go to 7800 megahertz here in a second. Okay, we're booting up now, as we should. Oh, yep, there we go. We should be booting up here. Yeah, I'll go with 7800. We can work around some timings here to show you what you can punch in. Yeah, the i9 was losing it till I went and did a whole reset. Yeah, because if you gotta remember, if you're going around playing with a bunch of timings, a bunch of settings and that, and you accidentally set something that maybe you shouldn't have set, or maybe you thought you set something that you were thinking was something else, then when you start playing around with other things, it can mess with whatever you should not have set. And yeah, that's when it's good just to do a restart, reset yourself, get a new head in game, go off one of your guaranteed working save profiles, and be happy with it. And then you can start working on the timings again. And it's best just to set one thing at a time. Timings are stable if you're doing RAM timing. Voltages, again, if you're going to do each and every single core voltage on the P cores and E cores if you have newer CPU, or if you're going to do each voltage on each core, then make sure you're knowing what the best cores are for voltages, and your worst cores, make sure you always get more voltage. So you're only gonna have to add like maybe 50 extra millivolts on the worst cores, but make sure those are set to a higher voltage, so that way you don't have any instability or crashing later on. You're always gonna have a... I'm just checking. It should only be like maybe 24,000, maybe 23,000, but because we're only on 2 cores, so I'm just seeing how stable this is with the voltage I put it at. 20,000 for 2 cores. I mean, it's 11,000 per core. I'm happy with that. Now we're gonna do some PY Prime. 5 gigahertz. 5.5 gig. Oh. We are not at 5.5 gigahertz. Never mind. I forgot to set it. I was talking too much. Guaranteed I'm at 5 gigahertz still. Is my internet or the stream? Probably my stream. Sometimes I can be like cha 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 cha. You can definitely, the audio won't cut out, but the video cuts out a bit. Or it could be you. If the audio's cutting out, that's your end. Where's my 2 cores? There they are. Are we at 5? 5.5? I can't. I have to zoom in. Zoom, enhance. We are at 5.5. Ooh, we're doing 5.5. PY Prime 2B should be pretty good. 1.411. We're gonna be at what? 7? No, 7.8 actually. Not as good as what I wanted. Let's try that again. I want 7.7.